Welcome to the University of Bedfordshire. I'm Rosanna Piddington, a current student here at the Bedford campus.
Hello, I'm Caroline Chimombe. I'm also a student here at the University of Bedfordshire. We're at the centre of the campus. This is our gateway building. Over there, the green building is our Liberty Living, where the students stay. And this is the campus centre leading to the library over on that side. Now in the gateway building, the main entrance to the university's access to the University of Bedfordshire campus at the Bedford site. We do have the business school offices upstairs, and the main lectures are held in this building. We do have the canteen as well, the Costa Coffee canteen.
This is our Teacher Education Centre. It has a variety of classrooms throughout that students will use when they're not on their primary placements within schools, colleges and further education.
Now in the library, the Bedford Library has 3 floors. It has the study hub team where everybody can access any assistance should they need it. We do have quite a lot of books for different schools and different subjects, which are accessible for people to borrow. We do have a lot of computers on each of the 3rd floors that are accessible to everyone.
P block behind me, we've got a variety of lecture, classrooms and seminar rooms for students. We also have 4 dance studios at the back. Our student support is based here, and also our 𝐷𝐬𝐲, ready for events and activities ready for our students.
We're now in the campus centre. In the campus centre we have 2 theatres. The theatre downstairs, which is the main theatre, holds 280 people. The one upstairs sits 80 people. We also have our main canteen in this building, where everybody can access a variety of food.
Here for paramedic science, as you can see the ambulance by my side. Also child nursing. There's a variety of simulation suites and some realistic equipment that students get to use throughout. This is our sports centre. We've got sports labs here, we've got our main sports hall, and then there's a further few dance studios.
Thank you for joining us on our virtual tour.
If you have any questions or queries, please feel free to check out our social media page or on the university website, live chat.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's live session. I'm Shumi from 𝐿 Education Limited. We are a trusted UK university partner representing more than 80 top-ranked UK universities. In our today's session, we do have our special guest with us, Mr. Lee Allen, International Recruitment Manager, Africa and South Asia of one of our prominent partners, University of Bedfordshire. Hi Lee, how are you?
Good morning, how are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Firstly, I'm very happy that you are here in our live session today, and I'd like to thank you once again for joining us. So, dear students, the topic of our discussion today will be focusing on the coming intakes at the University of Bedfordshire, covering the facilities, academic programs, and the scholarships university providing for the international students. And we will provide you all the necessary information. In the meanwhile, please leave any queries in the comments area below. Following the conclusion of our discussion, we'll hold a Q&A session. So now over to you, Dee. Could you kindly introduce yourself to our students once again, and also tell us the University of Bedfordshire's history, location, and campuses, please?
Hello, everybody. So my name is Lee Allen. I've worked here at the University of Bedfordshire for 14 years. I look after the whole of the African region and the whole of South Asia. I'm based here in Luton, on our Luton campus. So Luton is 50 kilometres, about 30 miles north of London. We are not a London university, and the reason I say that is London as a capital city is very expensive. Being outside of London, we are more affordable. There's affordable living, and that means that students are in a unique position with Bedfordshire. So we are only 50 kilometres north of London. That's 22 minutes on the fast train into the capital, into the centre of London. We are more affordable. Living is more affordable. Luton is a town centre campus. As a town centre campus, we have lots of shops, we have lots of restaurants, coffee shops, shopping malls, all around the university. You are only a 6-minute walk to the train station. So you could go from campus to the centre of London within 30 to 40 minutes. So really a unique location for a university in the UK. Our Bedford campus is 17 miles or 20 kilometres further north of us on the same train line. And then the Bedford campus is out of town, but we have a 3 shuttle bus. So no charge to the student, just show your ID card and you have a shuttle bus that takes you from the train station around the town and onto our Bedford campus. And our Bedford campus is more of an American style. Everything is on campus rather than our town centre campus, which has on-campus restaurants, on-campus accommodation, but also we have all the additional shopping around us within a 2-minute walk. So 2 very different feels for the campus, both on a main train line into London, so good locations. And we then have a wide variety of courses. We have 4 schools at Bedfordshire. So we have our business school. So we do everything from law, accounting, all of this normal business degrees. We have CATS, creative arts, science, technologies. They are probably our most diverse school. Everything from fine art, art and design, interior architecture, through our sciences, so computer science, biotechnical, biological, biomedical science. We do microbiology, we do public health in there, but we do a lot of engineering as well. So we do automotive engineering, mechatronics, mechanical engineering in our £46 million STEM building here in Luton. We have our own art school, Alexon House. So the art and design students have their own art studios. They have their own area where our art students operate from. We then have education and sport. That is based on our Bedford campus. You've seen the video there of our Bedford campus. We are top 4 in the UK for our employment in sports after graduation. And our labs, our sports labs at Bedford, are used by international sports teams as well as local sports teams as well. We have 2 education partnerships, one with Luton Town Football Club, one with Bedford Blues Rugby Club. But we are a local provider to lots of sports, football, cricket, rugby we've mentioned. Lots of individual sports athletes come to use our systems as well. pre-Commonwealth Games, pre-Olympics, pre-Ironman competitions, for example. We will have athletes coming onto campus working with our students and developing and using our labs to help them with their sports and with their futures. We then also have teaching. We are top 2 in the UK for employment in teaching, something we're very proud of. 90% of our teachers go straight into employment once they've graduated. We also have our health and social sciences here in Luton. We are number 1 in the UK for nursing into graduate employment. 98% of our nurses go straight into employment once they've graduated. And here in Luton, we have some amazing simulation labs. We have a mock hospital. We have an operating theatre. We have a midwifery area where our mannequins will actually give birth to babies. All real life scenarios. So that's our 4 different schools. I mentioned there are real life scenarios. We are very proud of our career powered education. Every course we do, everything we do here at Bedfordshire is around developing your skills as an individual to make you more employable, but also help you develop your skills for your career in the future. We do this by having a real life practical experience. I've mentioned the simulation labs. We have lots of industry coming and talk to our students. 4,500 businesses are linked to the University of Bedfordshire, from local, regional, national and international. So a wide variety of business, all linked to the University of Bedfordshire, which all encompass the career-powered education that we're proud of and are pushing really, really hard. All of this together with the additional support that we give students, and that's PALS, peer-assisted learning, PATS, personal academic tutors, your course tutors, our international student support team. We have a 93% success rate in graduation at the first attempt, one of the highest in the sector. Everything we do here at the University of Bedfordshire is designed to help students become the best they can be.
That's perfect. That's outstanding. I just want to know about the programs you are offering for the international students for the upcoming session.
So we are sorry, my light's just gone off. We are a unique university. We have 6 postgraduate intakes. So these are block delivery. So most of our business courses and our computing courses, postgraduate, will have 6 intakes. So our next intake is obviously September. We have another one in November. Then we have another one in February, March, June, July. So that's 6 postgraduate intakes. We also have 2 undergraduate intakes, one in September and another one in February. So the options are available for all students when the time is right for them. You are not restricted by coming to the University of Bedfordshire. Types of courses. So we run a foundation degree, which is available in September and in January. We run pre-sessional English courses for those students whose English levels aren't quite up to the main standard. We will bring you in on a short, medium or long course, develop your English skills, get you up to the B2 standard that is needed to study. So we will help you and support you with that. We have an academic foundation degree for students who didn't quite get the results they wanted, as well as our main UG and PG courses. So lots of opportunities, a wide variety of courses. There are over 100 courses here at the University of Bedfordshire. Some of these courses, like our MBAs, for example, there are 12 add-ons. So digital marketing, hospital healthcare, sports leadership. So you don't have to just do the course you chose. You can also do a specialization in that course as well. So I would encourage you to have a look at our website. I would encourage you to have a look at the courses. And I would also encourage all students to think about their career in the future and see what they want to do from there.
Perfect. So we found students that come up with the idea to go for placement here. So can you please tell about the placement year university offering for the students?
So there's two types of placement. So there's placement years where a student could come in and do a placement of part of their degree. But we also do a master's with placements program as well. So you're not restricted. The idea of the placement is about developing your CV, developing your skills. Okay. Placement years do add another year onto your degree. So it's something you need to think about. You don't have to do a placement year. We have a really strong careers and employability service here at the University of Bedfordshire. We have 4 careers fairs every year as well. So if you're thinking about doing a placement year because you feel you want to get some UK work experience, you can still do that outside of a placement year. You can still do that outside of a placement degree. We do 4 specialist education fairs every year. One of those education years is actually dedicated to science as well, STEM. So lots of opportunities. If you're looking at building your CV, if you're looking at building your work experience, we are the only university in Bedfordshire. So with career-powered education, everything we do is about helping you build your CV and your work experience. So you don't just have to restrict yourself to doing a placement.
Great. Is there any availability of Embrace program, or PhD program at your university?
So, sorry, say again, what was that? PhD?
Sure. PhD or research program, master by research, yeah.
So we do. We have 9 research schools here at the University of Bedfordshire. 80% of our research is world leading. It's actually run by a different team to mine. We don't look after the research side, but we do have a research department at the University of Bedfordshire.
Oh, perfect. So, please tell us about the offer and cash turnaround time for the upcoming session.
So we have a system that we follow through everything we do. So every stage should take about 5 days, as long as we've got all of the information. And that's the key part of this, is making sure that we have all the information as quickly as possible. We're in the process of investing around £6 million in a new software upgrade, which will make things even quicker. And there'll be new additional portals coming live in October, ready for the January intake. I see in the comments there, someone said, is it mandatory to book the accommodation before getting a CAS? When you do your pre-CAS interview, if you have mentioned you're staying in the University of Bedfordshire accommodation, then we would want you to have booked your accommodation. What I would say to any student travelling to the UK, you are coming here for a minimum of 1 year. You are potentially here for anything up to 4 years. You need to have your accommodation booked. You need to have your accommodation paid for. You need to have done your research into where your accommodation is going to be. You also need to consider that you shouldn't be more than 60 minutes travel time from university. Now, that gives you the best opportunity to study, and ultimately studying gets you the best graduation result, and the best graduation result gives you the best jobs. So do your research into your accommodation. If it's university accommodation, which we would always recommend, especially for your first year of study, because it's on campus and it's one less thing to worry about. But when you are interviewed by the university or by the 𝐂𝐗𝐕I, they will ask you where you're going to live. So do your research into your accommodation.
Perfect. So, Lee, I just want to know, after making the cash deposit, how much time the student will get to pay the remaining fees to the university?
So they pay their 65% deposit, and that takes them all the way through the process to registration. Okay, so they don't need to worry about their money after they've paid their 65% deposit. 1 month after they've registered, we deduct any scholarships, and then we break it down to 5 payments. And then they set up a payment plan over 5 months, paying in 5 installments. So if they were joining us in September, they wouldn't start doing their final repayments until after October, November time.
Oh, perfect. Good. So we found students that are very, willing to go for your MBA courses. So is there any relevant work experience required to apply for MBA?
No, not for the MBA. There's no work experience required. The MBA is there. A student needs to make a decision on why they want the course they choose, why they want their MBA. Do they want an MBA or do they need to do a master's? That's really a student's decision. There used to historically be fashionable to have an MBA. It's not necessarily what fresh students from an undergraduate want to do now. MBAs are naturally now going towards the higher level professional people. I would, again, my advice would be choose the course that's right for you now. Don't feel you have to rush into an MBA, go and do a master's, because you can always do an MBA in the future. Choose the course that's right for you and think about the course as to how it's going to help you with your career would be the better way of thinking.
Fine. We also found students from, health background. So what are the health related courses university having?
Okay, so if you're doing undergraduate and you wanted to go into the medicine type fields, we don't run medicine here at Bedfordshire. So you'd be looking at biological, biomedical, biotechnical sciences as an undergraduate. If you are looking at going into the health care sector, working in an NGO, you could look at public health courses. Obviously, we have our nursing degrees as well. In our masters, again, we have the biomedical sciences, those type of sciences. Again, we have masters in public health. We're actually the only university in the UK to do microbiology in public health, which is all around pandemics. So we're the only university in the UK to do that. And that's all run from our STEM building. And we also have our masters in nursing as well. So lots of different health degrees. We don't run any degrees in actually medicine. We also do psychology. So if you're interested in psychology, we have a really good psychology school. But you can also move slightly to the side and look at going into social welfare, social development, and those type of things as well. So a wide variety of linked care, medical, nursing type courses here at Bedfordshire.
Perfect. So Lee, can you please also cover the entry requirements for the undergraduate and postgraduate student, please?
So your entry requirements are all on our website. What we look for is a past degree. It depends where we work with global education across the world. So every country's entry requirements are slightly different. You need to have passed your year 12. You need to have passed with an average score of, say, a B or a C to come into campus. If you don't meet that, we would put you onto a foundation degree. If you're coming to do a master's, you need to get over 55%. So again, you need to have passed. And again, we can help you and support you with different variations of degrees if needed. The most important part is your English. Wherever you are listening to me from in the world at the moment, your English is the most important. A standard degree at the University of Bedfordshire, you need to have a B2 in English. Nursing needs to be higher. B2 in English is a 6, 5.5 in each band in an IELTS. Or if you were doing a Pearson's PTE, it would be 59 in each band. If you are doing nursing, it's 6.5 overall, with 6.5 in 2 bands and 6 in 2 bands, which would be a 65 in PTE. So more important is making sure your English is at the right standard. If it's not, we have degrees that can help you. If you're going onto a standard course, we are looking for you to have passed, so over 50%, over 60%, depending on where you've done your degree and the type of degree. Did you do A-levels? Did you do something of a more technical, like a BTEC? Did you do O-levels? There's lots of different courses throughout the world. So depending on where you are. Somebody's just put their 4-year diploma course from Bangladesh. That would put you onto an undergraduate course, for example, because it's a diploma. Okay. So it varies in different countries.
Okay, perfect. So is there any alternative English language test apart from IELTS?
So you do externally TOEFL, PTE, Pearson's, IELTS, and depending on your results, your year 12s as well. As a University of Bedfordshire, we also, apart from doing our pre-sessional English courses, we also run what's called the password test, which is an internal English test that we do, which is very similar to IELTS. When your application comes into the university, our teams will assess it and we would work with you from there to make sure that we give you the best password test possible for you. Whether that is we ask you to do an IELTS, whether that's we offer you our internal password test, or whether we put you onto pre-sessional. We will always give the best guidance and advice to help you because we want you to succeed as students, which is why we have such a high success rate.
That's brilliant. Can you tell us about the gap of study you were accepting for undergraduation and post-graduation after completing,
Okay.
study?
There's gap in studies are a myth. I would like, personally, students to be, for an undergrad, between a maximum of 5 and 7 years. For a postgraduate, between 7 and 10 years. But the gap in studies as such is a myth in the world. The real reasons are why. Why do you want to study now? Why do you want to study in the UK? Why do you want to study the course that you've chosen? And then why do you want to study at the University of Bedfordshire? So the why is more important than the gap. If you've left school, gone into work, worked your way for 7, 8 years, and then have reached a stop, so you cannot progress because you don't have the right degree, you've not progressed into a higher paying role, then you're using education to get the skills to progress. So that's why there is no such thing really as a gap in studies, but you will be questioned. The further or the wider the gap, the more you will be asked to why, the more you will be questioned as to why do you want to study now.
Fine. Can you also cover the scholarship amount students are getting from the university?
So here at the University of Bedfordshire, we run scholarships up to £3,000 If you've studied different degrees, we don't do our scholarships by country, we do it by the level of your degree. So we have a high achievers in 4 countries where a high achievers degree is £3,000. If you're doing postgraduate, there is a £1,000 Vice Chancellor scholarship, or there's the £3,000 high achievers scholarships. But we have scholarships up to £3,000. We also have a prompt payment discount of £500 as well.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry.
Yeah, please carry on.
I was going to say, what we would do, we will always offer you the best scholarship for you. We will look at all of your academic results. The team will then give you the scholarship that fits with what you've shown us. You don't need to apply for your scholarships at Bedfordshire. We will give them in accordance with the information you've given us.
Okay, I just wanted to ask one thing about the scholarship. That students we are getting, sometimes they have brilliant academic score as well as IELTS score. So is there any merit-based scholarship at the university?
There is no scholarships around their English level. Their scholarships are all around their academic scholarships. We do run a separate sports scholarship, but this is for students who've played sports at a high level. So if they've been playing for their country, for example, there is additional sports scholarships. But the sports scholarship is something a student would have to apply for. Academic scholarships is something that we would offer depending on what their academic scores are.
Okay, cool. So also please tell us about the accommodation facilities, also university support services available for the international students.
So we have accommodation on campus at Luton and Bedford. So you're a 2-minute walk into your classrooms. Our accommodation in 2023 was voted some of the most affordable accommodation in the southeast of England. So when I say, as I said at the start, about us being an affordable university, our accommodation is all inclusive. So it includes the gym, it includes cinema, it includes your own private bedroom with your own private shower and toilet. But we want students to interact. We want students to have fun at university. So there are 6 bedrooms to 1 flat. And your bedroom would cost you, and the most popular is about £140 per week, all inclusive. So the only thing you're then paying for is your food. So very affordable, all inclusive. 24-hour access, same as if you was in private accommodation. You have your own swipe cards, which will get you access into the building. You have a laundry in there. As I say, you've got your own gym. You've got your own private space, as well as lots of social spaces to make friends and have fun as well. So the most important part is on campus, you have no travel costs. If you live off of campus, whether it be taking a bus, having to purchase a bike to ride to campus, taking a taxi, taking the train, they are all additional costs. And again, private accommodation is plus bills. All inclusive on campus accommodation, you have more control over your costs.
That's perfect. Thank you so much for the information, Lee. Now, I'd like to take some questions from our audience as students as well, who are watching our live session. May I?
Yep.
Sure. Hello. What's the gap acceptance for an MSc course?
So MSc, as I said, that's a master's. So normally between 7 and 10. But I would be more interested in why you want to study now and why you've chosen the course.
Okay, perfect. Does the university offer well-being support and career guidance to students?
Yeah, so we have our student support services internationally and for all students. And that is everything from health and well-being, I'm actually a mental health first aid as well, but we do student welfare, student support, careers guidance. Our careers and employability team have drop-in sessions for interview skills, for CV workshops, for job searching, those type of things as well. And we also have all of that service available within the courses as well. So yes.
Thank you. What is the maximum scholarship the university can offer?
£3,000 is the maximum per year.
£3,000 per year. Perfect. Okay. Do you have an airport pickup facility?
No, we don't. If you landed at Heathrow, you could take the National Express bus, and that would take you to Luton in about an hour. It cost about £30. If you can also take the train from Heathrow into London up to Luton. If you land at Gatwick, you can take the direct train to Luton, but we don't have a pickup facility. We are not currently running any pre-masters programs now. Yes, we have courses with placement years, undergrad and master's level.
Okay, next one. Do you accept 4 years diploma course from Bangladesh?
Diploma courses from Bangladesh, we would look at going onto our undergrad courses.
Fine. Is it mandatory to book accommodation before getting CAS?
If you've, in your pre-CAS interview, if you mentioned university accommodation, then yes. If you have mentioned external accommodation, then no.
Perfect. How many years gap do you accept in UG and PG?
So as I mentioned earlier, UG, we would like between 5 and 7, PG between 7 and 10. More important than your gap is your reason why.
Okay, so we need the explanation in the CV as well, right?
Yeah, CV and your personal statement. Yes, we have nursing courses available for January at undergraduate and postgraduate level. And the Masters in Research, you would need to talk to our research team because we don't run it as a course like we would do our talk courses. You have to do a research paper and that type of thing. I would encourage you to go and look at the website and that'll give you all the information about research.
Okay, fine. So I think you have answered all the questions and another one. Yeah.
Yes, all students will have a pre-CAS interview.
So if so, then how long is this duration?
The duration, it's not so much the duration because it depends how long it takes you to ask the questions. There's generally about 10 or 15 questions. Any students, you don't need to worry about a pre-CAS interview if you have done your research correctly. So again, back to what I said, why the UK? Why the course of study? Why the University of Bedfordshire? Why now? Where are you going to live? How are you paying for this? These are the type of questions that you're going to be asked in a pre-CAS interview or when you have your interview for your visa. Do your research well. Do your research into the UK, other countries, America, Australia, Canada. When you've chosen the country you want, then look at the universities. Think about where you want to live. Why do you want to live near London, in London? Then when you've made a decision on your reasons why for that, look at the universities in that area. Why do I want to go to this university, that university? When you've decided on the universities, and affordability is allowed, affordability can be part of your research. Then look at the types of courses. Some of you have mentioned nursing. Do you want to be a nurse in a university that's #1 for employment? Do you want to be in a university which has local hospitals, or do you want to be in a big city university where they're working in a big city hospital? It's all about you as an individual. It's all about you and what you want from your education. And that all comes in as part of the reason why. And these are the type of things that we will question you on. So don't worry about how long an interview takes. Think about you and then explaining why you've made your choices.
Thank you so much for answering all our questions. And I think we're nearly end of our today's session. Do you have anything to say to our students also in Global Education Limited?
Sorry, say that again, my line's bad.
Sure. Please tell us something about our students also in Global Education Limited.
So we have a really good partnership. We're good friends. I am quite old school in how I work. I am not one of these universities that works with thousands of agents. I work with a small number of agents who we have a good relationship with, who we trust, who are delivering good information to students, are there supporting students. EN Global, this is why we are here today, because you are one of our trusted agents, you are trusted friends, and this is why we've worked for so long together. So any student here today, anybody listening today, if you're interested in study in the UK, if you're interested in study at the University of Bedfordshire, please talk to the team, talk to Sumi and the team at EN Global. They will give you the best advice. The University of Bedfordshire might not be the right university for you. If it's not, EN Global will gladly help you find the right university for you. If the University of Bedfordshire is something you are interested in, work closely with the team, be honest and open, and then you can make your application to the University of Bedfordshire. And we would look forward to you joining us either in November or in January or into 2025.
Yeah, hopefully. So students, if you missed out September session, don't worry. Apply for the upcoming intakes and please stop by any of our branches to learn more about the chances and prospects that University of Bedfordshire has to offer to potential students. Last but not the least, I would like to express my gratitude to Lee, our students, and the viewers for their valuable time and patience. Every student, I believe, received all the information they needed to know about the university admission procedure. Thank you, Lee, for joining us today's live session.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we hope to hear or see you at the University of Bedfordshire in 2024 or 2025.
Yeah,
Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.